Paul, first of all, congratulations, Manager of the Month. If we'd have said this 6 weeks ago, would you have believed it?
I don't think in football you ever take anything for granted anyway, whether you win, lose or draw, you just bounce on to the next game as such. I never really think about it. My main concern is the team and the football club and the supporters. That's my main concern. I don't think self-praise has ever been part of my mantra. I've always been a kind of team person, and I've took that through to management. So all the accolades you get as a player, as a footballer, comes from having good players run about you as well. I think I needed great players to play with me and make my job easier. It's the same as a manager. I think you need players to go and perform for you. So the players deserve the credit, not me. All I do is try and help them and get them out there and get them to perform. But ultimately they're the ones that go and play the game. So it's on their behalf I collect the award. So really pleasing, but more delighted for what the team have done.
In a way, is it sometimes losing can become a habit and winning can become a habit as well?
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's confidence. That's what's. But as I said before, the frustrating thing for me was that I never felt our confidence was evaporated at all. Because as I said before, I could show you the stats. But it's bizarre the amount of games we played and played well and had most of the game but lost. And that was the frustrating thing. But when you win games and you're performing well and you're on a roll, it just seems to bounce along. And I think the last 6 games we've been 16 points out of 18 is incredible form.
Do you also need certain moments to go for you? I mean, we look at the game on Tuesday and there are 60 seconds of madness almost from where you clear it off your line to going down the other end and scoring. Yeah. Those are those key moments that maybe didn't go for you in the run in February.
Yeah, possibly right. I think when you look at the goal on Tuesday night, when you look back at it, it took us 16 seconds to play 6 passes to score the goal from when it went to Andy Lonergan to Noah Dicko. I think it was 6 passes in 16 seconds. The goal against Liverpool at Anfield, I think it took us 9 seconds. I think it was only 3 passes from Docherty, Costa to Wyman and goal. So there's different ways to the counter attack and different ways to get there. But I always think the object of the game of football is put the ball in one end and keep it at the other end. And the block by Connor and Cavallero initially was fantastic. And the speed of thought from Edwards to Docherty to Wyman to Dicko was equally so. So I think the important thing for me was at that moment we cut the moment. And it was a difficult game for us because the energy on Saturday, and I went with the same team on Tuesday, so it was a big ask for them, and all credit to them, they produced again.
And important to, as we spoke about a couple of weeks ago, to get those results at home and those performances at home. And you could feel a change, I felt, in those last 2 games, that almost the fans were seeing the difference from a couple of weeks ago.
There is, I keep going back to it, to fathom that out while we weren't winning and playing as well as what we did was frustrating. For me especially, because we were playing well. It just wasn't fun for us. And but I knew if we kept on persevering, the results would turn. And I never really get panicky or flustered by things, because I knew that, and the more important, the players knew they were playing well. That was one of the big aspects. They knew they were performing, and they knew they weren't far away from winning games. So that was the big factor for me.
We keep talking about 6 weeks ago. I mean, 6 weeks ago we would have looked at this fixture this weekend as being one of the key matches. Is there slightly less on it for you now, given the gap that you have?
Well, we've got a big gap, and but this moment in time and the situation we're in a real good moment and good game. We're going down to a place where our team's been beat really heavily. It's not won as well, and the crowd will probably come to their stadium, and for the first thing to go wrong might go against them. So that's something we have to capitalise on and play their normal game, play what we've been doing in the last number of months. If we do that, then we've got players in the team that can create and cause trouble. So it's a game where we go and play with the freedom as what we've done as before, but we also know I think with the crowd and the way Bristol City get beaten Tuesday night can be a big factor.
Is it in a way hard to prepare that, because you might get the team that played at Preston and got battered, but then you might get the team that battered Huddersfield at Ashton Gate only 2-3 weeks ago.
It can, and I think that's the championship. I think that's it in a nutshell. I think the more consistent teams are at the top end, and the ones who can't get a consistent run find themselves down at the bottom. And I think that's what happened. I mean, Bristol City's start of the season was very good, and they brought in a few players and spent some money on it, and all of a sudden they find themselves just hovering about it. So we go down there in really good form, really good moments, and as I said, we're going to try and win.
Helder Costa obviously missed out on Tuesday. Is there a chance he can play this weekend?
We'll have to look this morning again and see how he feels. And well, that was the blow, because it threw everything obviously, and his injury. So hopefully a bit of luck, he's going to be okay. But if not, then we've got players to come in. So we'll wait and see.
In a way, you prove you can win without him. I mean, you did back up Barnsley. I think it was the last time he wasn't there.
Yeah. So listen, we're not a one-man team. Certainly, Costa's been a revelation. Come into it, but lads have come in and stepped up to the plate. Young Morgan's come in and done great. News came in and scored. So I think Wyman is top of his game. Cavallero's playing well, just come back from an injury. So as I said, at this moment in time we're in good shape.
And Carly Keamy, is he closer?
Yeah, he's still struggling a little bit, but hopefully, hopefully we get through this weekend, and then we've got a full week, well, more or less a full week for the next game. So we'll monitor him.
I guess the only other ones is the more longer term guys. Yeah. Joe Mason, Jordan Graham and Mikel Giro both featured in a behind closed doors friendly. So are you hopeful that at some point between now and the end of the season we might get to see those three?
I think Joe probably quicker than Jordan and Michael. I think they two have just come back from big injuries. They need a bit of time. They've only done 30 minutes behind a closed door, which is not long enough. But they need to build up their game time. It's not just a case of getting thrown in and everything's going to be great. There's still a lot of hard work in front of both of them. Joe, I think, will be back pretty soon, and all things going well and training well, you'll see how he is for next week. But the actual other two lads, I think, are a wee bit off it.